containment's a key word here too, Chris. I mean, when you have 17 candidates, you want to be able to have that balance between allowing some jabs back and forth and some elbows, but not total destruction. So, I mean, containment is the word that's in my head all the time.
Containment. That's what Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus was talking about with CNN as the clock winds down for the first GOP debate. In less than an hour, 10 Republican presidential hopefuls will make their case to become the next president before the American public in Cleveland. Donald Trump says he plans to be civil, but will the rest of the candidates stay focused on the issues, or will they end up attacking each other? For more, let's bring in our panel. First, Skyping in from Cleveland, where the debate will start in less than an hour, Scottie Nell Hughes, news director for the Tea Party News Network, and checking in from Newsmax Washington on the other side of the aisle, as it were, Stephen Cobb, the former general counsel for the Democratic Party of Virginia. So, Scottie, Chairman Priebus wants this debate to be contained. Is that wishful thinking?
No, I think that's exactly what it's going to be. You know, the truth is right now, Trump has the biggest to lose if he goes in tonight and loses his temper, which is exactly what people like Jeb Bush or the rest of the crowd would love for him to do. But he's not going to do that. That's the best part in all of this. Nothing these guys are going to say are going to throw him off his rocker. And the truth is, this is Trump's debate to lose, and I think he's actually going to do very well in it tonight.
So, Stephen, sitting there as you are at Newsmax Washington as a Democrat, are you hoping the candidates open up a can of rhetorical not niceties against each other? Do you think it'll hurt the Republican brand?
I think Republican policies are going to hurt the Republican brand, regardless of whatever fireworks may or may not happen tonight in the debate. I think Scottie's largely right, though. I think you're going to have a lot of folks go in. Nerves are going to be high. First debate, I think everyone's going to be trying to avoid mistakes more than they are trying to score big points. But there's some of those folks who are kind of, middle to upper tier at this point who you might try and see make moves, whether or not that's Scott Walker or Marco Rubio, who might try and push the pace a little bit and maybe show off their policy bona fides a little bit more than others.
So, Scottie, you mentioned the name Jeb Bush. Is it going to be tough for him tonight, or what do you think he will try to do as the establishment representative to deal with Donald Trump and the other grassroots conservatives like Ted Cruz?
I think he is the one right now that is sweating this debate the most, because the rest of them all have pretty good backgrounds in debate or business negotiations, outside of maybe Dr. Ben Carson, but he's just a nice guy. He's kind of going in there as the guy that everybody likes, so he's not really worried. Jeb Bush right now, he's gotten to this point because of his last name. Sure, he was the governor, but guess what? He wouldn't have been a governor without his last name. Jeb's the one right now who's probably the best piece of advice I would give him is be quiet. Don't say anything. The more you speak, the more voters that you lose. As we've seen this past week at the different appearances he's made, the things he has said or meant to say or wanted to say, he never did. So if I was his advisors, I would say, you know what, just try to sit there and smile and look pretty tonight, because you don't want to get involved in this, because you can't hold a candle to the rest of these guys when it comes to actually debating the issues. All
right, let's go to the other side of the aisle now for our friend Stephen Cobb. Hillary Clinton and the many problems plaguing her campaign certainly will be a topic of discussion tonight during the debate. Now, Citizens United has renewed its call for Loretta Lynch to appoint a special counsel to investigate Mrs. Clinton's email case. But yesterday here on this program, Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz says, no, there's nothing criminal about this, because all the emails Hillary had were not classified at the time she had them. Do you really agree with that line of legal reasoning, Stephen?
Well, I mean, at this point, yes. Right now, more than anything else, what we've heard is, rampant speculation and, people trying to score rhetorical points more than people are focusing on the facts and the law. And, Mr. Dershowitz brings up an excellent point, and I think, we follow his lead at this point. There's no reason to appoint a independent special counsel on this issue. It's being handled appropriately, whether that's the inspector generals of the intelligence community or state. Things have been followed appropriately, and there's no reason for any other speculation at this point. And Anything else is just fiction.
Well, let me turn to Scottie Nell for the last word on this. The FBI says it is criminal in nature, its investigation. Will Hillary skate on this thing? 15 seconds.
He will. And the thing is, if the FBI is involved, then it is criminal. That's the only reason they are. But Hillary will skate on it. It doesn't matter at this point whether they find her guilty or not. Her people are still going to stay loyal to her. You got to give her credit for that.
All right. And on that note,
I want to be abundantly clear. The FBI has not said this is a criminal probe.
We are getting headlines. They may not have said it, but that, in essence, is what is being reported. Stephen and Scottie Nell, we thank you. Now, Donald Trump has released an important letter to the public on Newsmax.com. Go to Newsmax.com and read it. It's a paid advertisement from the Donald J. Trump campaign. Go to Newsmax.com, and at the top of the homepage, you'll see a link. Click on that, and you'll find the letter there. And Newsmax Prime will continue right after this.